Welcome back to the Cap Cave, everybody. Greatly appreciate the support you guys have showed me thus far, and one of the things that I wanted to do with this channel more than anything else is to share a little bit of my approach to how I do my displays and things like that. And with the success of my first video, my Detolf tour, got some great feedback from everybody out in the community, so I greatly appreciate that. But I did have a question about the Detolf, the mini Detolf shelves that I have in my Detolf displays. And I wanted to give you guys a little bit more information about that today, show you guys a little bit of the build for them, how I use them, how I incorporate them, and then I thought it might be fun to build a little shelf of our own. So that being said, this is what I work with on a regular basis. So this is something that I came up with. I'm big into 3D printing, love doing 3D printing. And one of the things that I found that I was able to repurpose for my own use were these little tiny L brackets that were designed to be for a little dollhouse, if you will, made out of CD cases. Well, hey, dollhouses, it's all about just building a foundation. And I'm not a big fan of spending a whole heck of a lot of money when it comes to things like risers and whatnot. So what I thought I would do is I would take these and I would incorporate them into my displays. It's a little bit easier than 3D printing entire display pieces. And with these brackets, I was able to find some success. Not only that, but I love being able to repurpose things. And the fact that I was able to take a bunch of old CDs that were pretty much useless to me at this point with the streaming success of Apple Music and Spotify and whatnot. CDs are kind of going by the wayside, but you can still grab CDs relatively inexpensive if you go to places like Salvation Army, garage sales. I know that's not everybody's favorite thing to do, but for me, hey, it's not that bad, and I already had a ton of them. So all I did is I pulled the guts out of the CD to make it more lightweight. After all, we are working with glass shelves when we're talking about these Detolfs, so we don't want to go ahead and fill up a ton of space with things that we're displaying. We want to save all that weight for our collection to be able to fit as much as we possibly can or as much as we possibly want in here. And I found this to be very successful for me. So hopefully they'll work for you. Now, I hear you already. I don't do 3D printing. This is going to be useless for me. Listen, it's not that useless. All you need to do is grab yourself some CDs and a little bit of hot glue, which we have here. Empty CD case, which I've torn the guts out of. Hot glue gun. All you need to do is put a little bit of glue on the edge and secure your CDs as such. Not too difficult. Make yourself 4 walls, make yourself a little cube. Should secure nicely. And then the next step that I use is going to be very helpful as well and help save you even more money. And it's not going to load up your shelf with a ton of weight. I use dollar store foam board. Real simple. If you don't like the white edges, I just take a Sharpie, a black marker, and I finish the edge to make it cleaned up a little bit. And then I just cut it to size and I put it in my shelf. And that's my riser. It's all I really work with. That's what I have in every single one of my cabinets. I love it. Super easy, super inexpensive, even better. Keep the money in your pocket, buy more figures with it. Everybody's happy in the long run. But I know a lot of you guys like to get that tiered look to your shelves. When you're dealing with a lot of Detolfs, you need to have a lot of risers. We're talking 4 shelves per Detolf. For 4 risers you would need, so that's a lot of money out of your pocket, not going towards buying more figures. So I always look for ways that we can do things on the cheap. And in order to get that tiered effect, I found these at the dollar store. They're little just Tupperware thingy-mabobs, you know, nothing fancy. Yeah, they're not the best looking thing in the world, but they're going to get the job done with some of my scrap foam board that I've got. So if I go ahead and I add that, again, this is just a spare piece. So you buy this foam board, that foam board is usually big enough to get you about 6 CD riser shelves out of it. And then there's some scrap left over. So I just literally took the scrap and made sure that it would fit in here. And it's going to give us a nice tiered riser look. Now, the great thing about foam board is extremely lightweight, extremely durable, really easy to work with, no hassle. If you can basically just use a box cutter or Stanley knife, utility knife, whatever, and cut it to size, you'll be in pretty decent shape. But as well, if you put some weight in the middle, this foam board is pretty decent, okay? Obviously, if you got smaller gaps, it's not going to be too terrible. So I've never had problem as far as weight distribution. However, if you did have problem with weight distribution, let's say you wanted to put some of your heavier figures in there, your Kingpin figures, other big Build-A-Figures, your Hulk type, your Hulk size figures, anything that's got a little bit more weight to it, you can just simply double up on your foam board, and that's pretty strong as it is. So you don't have to worry about putting any additional support underneath. Just double up your foam board. Super cheap, super easy. And now we have a nice tiered riser look. So one thing that I haven't saw a whole lot of yet is some love to the AEW figures. So I figured, why the heck not? Let's go ahead and throw together a cool shelf display with my AEW Unrivaled figures. Yes, I know, technically Sting is a old WWE basic, but scales well and it looks good next to Darby. I think that looks decent, but I'm not crazy about the hit me up with Sammy. Something's missing. Fixed it. Thanks for checking out the video. Appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe and hit that, smash that like button, as they say. Greatly appreciate you stopping by and taking a few minutes out of your day to enjoy this video. Thank you so much. We'll catch you next time.